Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Number one, the increase in funding, I think, is something all of us should consider, given the problems that we have in the world. USAID is a very valuable part of our national security strategy. I see it as part of national security in another form. Your agency is present in some of the most dangerous places in the world. People working for you directly and contractors put their lives at risk, and that is very much appreciated. So I'm a big fan of the concept. We have some differences on family planning and climate change spending and mandatory spending in the global pandemic arena that we'll have differences on. But generally speaking, the subcommittee with Senator Coons and Senator Leahy, we've been able to pound out, I think, a good budget and hope to do so this time. The supplemental had $18.9 billion for Ukrainian assistance, $5.458 billion went to food aid, and I'm very interested in hearing about how this money gets out the door on the ground to people who need it as soon as possible so that we can head off a lot of problems. One of the things I think is missing, is particularly Republican Democratic problem, is what is the strategy concerning this part of our budget? And what is our role in the world? Why do we get out of Ukraine? Why are we helping Ukraine but get out of Afghanistan? I mean, I'd like to help both. From a national security perspective, it's like 1% of spending. Is it being coordinated in a fashion to get the best results when it comes from our national security? China, we all see China as a rising threat to democracy. How does this program work? What should we do in Asia? The Development of Finance Corporation, how does it interact with the USAID? Half of our problem in Asia is not showing up. The Solomon Islands is a good example where China filled a vacuum. So you can count me in for spending more in this space if it's part of an overall plan. And part of showing up in Africa and Asia is not through military uniforms as much as it is economic assistance and entrepreneurial opportunities. The DFC seems to be is a good concept. MCC is a good concept. USAID, how do all these things work together to get an outcome? So, Mr. Chairman, I look forward to trying to not only do a 23 budget, but to make sure that if we do another supplemental, the money's well spent. And to the American people, the combination of wars and famine and climate change, you name it, has led to a historic number of people without food that are going to move to a place where there is food if somebody doesn't come in and find a way to keep them where they live. And this $5 billion we spent was a generous allocation by the American people. I just want to let the colleagues on this committee on both sides of the aisle know it's not enough. We'll be doing this again because I don't see anything getting better anytime soon. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I enjoy the committee. I love the work we do, and it's one area in the Congress where I think we tend to come together, and I want to keep it that way.